What's up, my cherry bombs? By the title of this video, you already know it's about to get down. We're gonna have a chit chat, get ready with me. So I wanted to film a chit chat, get ready with me. I wanted you guys to talk to me, you know, because we did so good with the Q&A. So I was just like, let's go ahead and do a chit chat, get ready with me. Y'all gave me some fun topics to talk about. So we're gonna get right into them. This is the look that we came up with. So if you would like to see this video and get to know me on a whole deeper level, because it does get spicy, go ahead and continue watching. Okay, cherry bomb. So like I said, we're gonna get into this girl chit chat. I've always wanted to do one of these, but every single time I try to do it, you guys are always asking me fragrance questions. I want other questions as well, because let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, the fragrance questions that you guys asked me, I already answered it in probably 400 of my YouTube videos. So let's get right into this. I got my eyebrows done today. So the first question is 2 questions in one. How do you store all your perfumes? Is there a certain storage for small spaces? I love your channel. Thank you for all you do. I love you too. Thank you so much. Store my perfume in my living room, in my room. There's no specific space. I just make sure that there is no sunlight that's hitting it. Now I do have a big window right here and my perfumes are right here, but I have a darkener on it. So yeah, just make sure that you store your perfume in areas in your home that have no sunlight or humidity. So don't store it in the bathroom, because that's not gonna work. Do not store it inside of your car. The next question, okay, what do you feel about 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship? You think some people can truly be happy working a 9 to 5? I struggle with this. I love my job, but I also fear I'm limiting myself. So many pros and cons. I would love to know or hear your thoughts. So I've moved my mic closer for you guys to hear me. And it's raining outside. That's why I moved it closer. Y'all probably will still hear the rain, but I'm gonna try my best to combat that. A 9 to 5 though, you guys, I feel like it is amazing when it is a 9 to 5. But my thing is, every single time I would apply for jobs, I am 28 and I've had several jobs, you guys, like several. And with my experience applying to jobs, it was so hard for me to find a job that was consistent and a job that was actually a 9 to 5. You know, a lot of jobs that are 9 to 5 are so hard to find, only because they would give that to older people, people that have more experience. I've always had a job where my schedule was never consistent. Never. And I mean, never consistent. It was either I was closing one day or I was opening. I've had so many retail jobs. And if you work retail, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when it comes to 9 to 5, I really, if we're being technical, a 9 to 5 for me never happened. I never had that before. But working for someone, that's the part that grinds my gears, because when you do have a 9 to 5, you have to answer to someone. And that's the part that really annoys me, because it's one thing answering to them, but the moment you start doing the work and you do it good, they don't give you the respect. They promote other people. I feel like a 9 to 5 is good depending on what you're doing. If it's a regular 9 to 5, like in retail, But if you went to school and you have a career, obviously I'm not telling no doctors to quit their jobs, because that alone is a gift from God. So if you are a doctor, a nurse, I'm not telling you to quit your job to become an entrepreneur, unless you're opening up a practice, a private practice, because we need doctors, we need nurses, okay? But when it comes to like those retail jobs or those sales jobs, girl, I do not like it. And that's why I wanted something better, bigger, and something different, you know? And I'm probably all over the place, but you guys, I feel like you can truly love your 9 to 5. If you are a doctor, clearly you went to school to become a doctor. If you're not in a career and you don't feel fulfilled by it, that's when I would tell you, okay, find something different. And you feel like you can do more, you can be a business owner, why aren't you trying? Try. Because when it comes to a 9 to 5, I actually feel like it is nice, because once you leave that 9 to 5, you leave it. You don't have the stress of that 9 to 5. You don't. Whereas when it comes to entrepreneurship, you are forever working. Always, always, always working. There is no break. There is no time to yourself, because specifically if you're starting a business like me, in your early years, Like the first 5 years is not for you. It's for your business. And that first 5 years, you're going to be losing friends. You're probably going to be losing family members. People are not going to understand your vision, and they're going to think that you're playing crazy, you know? But obviously, if you stick to it, and if it's a great, work idea, you're going to succeed. And then that's where you see, because a lot of people don't share the beginning stages. They share the good parts where they can go on vacation for 3 months or 4 months because they established that business. But baby, it did not start like that. It started with a lot of time given, a lot of sweat and tears, blood, sweat, and tears given to a vision, to a dream that you are not even sure yourself would work. If you're in a career where you're helping people and you went to school, took your time to do it, you could honestly love that 9 to 5. But if you are just working just to work for a paycheck, you're not gonna love it. Truly, you're not gonna love it. So I would highly recommend to find something that you love. You have to be an entrepreneur to do what you love. I know this did not make no sense, but that's how I am. It made sense in my head. So all in all, I truly feel like you can be happy in a 9 to 5 as long as it's something that you want to do. I have friends that try to do content creating because they've seen how good I was and how much money and stuff that is in it, not only me, but other people. And they got some tips from me to learn how to do it. And that didn't even last 2 seconds. They didn't realize how much work it was. They realized how much work I was doing. They're like, dang, you really be working hard. And they appreciate it a little bit more. Becoming an entrepreneur is not running away from responsibility. It is not running away from hard working, because honestly, I work harder now than I was when I was a 9 to 5 worker. Stepping out on faith, trusting God's process in your season of patience when you are transitioning from working for a company to working for yourself. Y'all already know my story. If you didn't see that video when I did my updated Q&A, I'm gonna put it up right here for you guys, but y'all know the story. God literally had to force me. I wanted something different for my life, right? But I didn't know what route. Something said, let's do YouTube. Decided to start YouTube with my husband. And when I started the YouTube channel, it was supposed to be a couples channel, and that's where the name TheCherysTv came from, because my husband's last name is Cherry. When I realized that I could film a video, edit, of course I had background in film and everything like that from my dad. He used to take pictures back in the day when we were young, and he used to film weddings. He used to be a videographer and photographer. Let's just say that back in his younger ages. And I used to be so fascinated by it. I was always the one in our friend group that would pull out the camera. Everybody's having fun, but I was the one that was like, you know what? Forget it. I'ma take these memories because I know the memories will last forever. Till this day, if there's any memory from 4 to 5 years ago, my friends will text me and ask me for that information. I would be the one to have it because I would always take pictures. I was always the girl with the camera recording the videos. Okay, after I recorded my first video with my husband, I realized, yo, this is what I want to do. I didn't know it was going to be a career, but I knew that this is what I want to do. I want to do something that has to do with tech. I wanted to do something that had to do with filming. Fast forward to now, when it came to becoming full-time, God literally had to push me. I had the vision, I had the thrive. I just didn't believe in myself. I just didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want to be, because even if you don't know it, there's people that's preying on your downfall. It could be your closest friends. It could be your closest family members. They're preying on your downfall. You don't know it because obviously there's some stuff that God allowed you to not know, so that way you can keep on pushing. Because if you do know them, you probably would not push. You probably would, and there's sometimes God allows stuff to happen just so they can happen. But when it comes to transitioning from this, it was like the weirdest transition ever. It was the hardest transition I've had to do in my life because I went from making solid money to having to literally work for every single dollar that I have. And I'm not saying I didn't work for every single dollar that I had before, but I knew like I had the job, it was secure. Whenever you're transitioning from a 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, it is not easy, and you have to have God on your side. And I definitely had God on my side, and I want to obviously thank God for allowing me and giving me the vision. Every single day I thank God. Walking on faith, y'all, like I said, God is the one that pushed me. I was fired by my job. If it was for me, I would have never quit my job to go full time. I would have still been working that 9 to 5. But God said, okay, you've been asking for this for months, but you still haven't taken the first step. You know what? I'm gonna just push you out there. Now, when it came to the transitioning part, you guys have to be disciplined. And I was not a disciplined person when it came to spending money. I'm gonna be completely transparent and honest. I was getting a solid check and I was doing that. So now that I don't know, I never know when my next check is coming. So if I had $1,000 and they paid me on the 15th of this month, next month on the 15th would be the day that I finished that $1,000. And that was my, that was the way I did it. You don't have to do it like that, but that's how I did it so I can stay accountable. Because when you're transitioning from a 9 to 5, baby, you are getting solid checks from the 9 to 5. Now that you're becoming an entrepreneur, you're not getting those solid checks, if that makes sense. So you have to have some type of discipline. Don't ever quit your job to become a full-time influencer if you don't even see it becoming a thing. You have to be honest with yourself. Is my content something that brands will pay for? Show us a meal you enjoy to cook for you and your beloved friends or family, and tell us the story of the memory behind this dish. In the comments, we can share our favorite dishes with recipes, and you can select one to cook in your next chit chat. Okay, y'all, I can't kind of show you it here, but I could definitely show it in the vlogs, a meal that I like to cook for my family. My favorite meal, you cannot tell me nothing, is a snapper. There's other meals that I know how to cook really good too, but like I'm super confident with my fish. It don't matter where it's at. And my mom is a really good cook and she is really good with fish. So one day during the hurricane, I think it was in 2017 or 2016, there was a hurricane and we went to my mom's house and I purposely made sure that I prepared fish. This was her first time tasting my fish. When I tell you, my mom is a hard critic, so you can't just boil something up and then give it to her. She's gonna tell you straight up. And it's not because you're her child. She's gonna tell you straight up. I made some fish for her, and when she tasted it, when I started to cook the fish, I marinated it, brung it. When I started to cook the fish, my mom was like, "Oh, you marinated fish?" And I said, "Yeah." And she was like, let's see. Now at the time, I was super confident in my fish, but I was like, everybody's always telling me how good it tastes. It's the best fish that they ever tasted, but my mom never tasted it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get her today. She tasted it. She was like, wow, wow, wow. And she even told me that I make it better than her. And obviously, I be cooking on TikTok sometimes. I used to, not anymore. But I do have a TikTok where I cook my fish, and she's seen how I prepared it. And she was like, girl, I learned how to make fish from you. And I was just like, oh my God, that was like such a proud moment for me because she knew how to cook fish, obviously. Obviously, my mom knew how to make fish, but like for her to take what I did was just such a proud moment. So yeah, that's a food story I have. And for those that don't watch my vlogs, you probably won't understand, but I'm always cooking in my vlogs. I love to cook, so that's why that question came up. Mental health. How do you manage life and your pursuit of happiness? I'm a content creator, y'all, so obviously I'm always on here. I'm always thinking of the newest and the next content to create for you guys. When it comes to mental health, you guys, that's a different story. I batch record. So you guys don't know this, but I do take breaks. It may not look like most people breaks, but I do take breaks. I batch record so that way on the days where I don't feel good, I still have content for you guys because I work smart, not hard. And batch recording does sound like I'm working hard, but that's actually working smart because there's days that I will not be able to film, but because I had batch recorded for y'all, I'm able to do it, if that makes sense. But basically, when it comes to my mental health, I take that so serious. I find that going to church, praying to God, reading my devotionals definitely helped me with my mental health. Obviously, God is the only thing, but God also said, like, I'm here to help you, but you got to put effort in. And God would have never put a therapist on the earth. Let's just be honest. He would have never given us the thought or, made us even feel like we can help if we weren't able to help, if he didn't put us on this earth to help. So I definitely do therapy as well because being behind the camera 24/7 is not for the faint of heart. And even people that are strong like me, that are content creators that don't care about the harsh and nasty comments, fall as well. And with that being said, I do go to therapy and I go to church, and my newest therapy that I added to my mental health and wellness and self-care is going to the gym. I go to the gym 5 days a week. That's what helps me with my mental health because, baby, being online and showing your butt showing your face online is not easy at all. The comments could literally break someone. I personally have very thick skin. Whenever someone drops a bad comment, I actually get happy because I feel like that is exposure nonetheless. So yeah, that's how I deal with it. Who's your she hero and why? And if she's available to join in with you, interview her on some of the things that inspire you about them. If I had to pick a she hero, it would be my mom, because my mom raised 4 boys, buried her husband, buried her dad and mom, and still doing the damn thing. My mom is a superhero. She is a superwoman. Obviously, I'm not gonna invite her to come talk to you guys because some stuff I just gotta keep for myself, and I don't want to share my mom with y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all will see her in her vlogs, but nah, I'm not sharing her with y'all. She is too much of a gold mine. I love shower routines. How do you know which cleanser, scrubber to use and pair with a fragrance or two? So the way I layer my fragrances in the shower is specifically if I want to do it like that, I just pick out my fragrance first. What do I want to wear? If I want to wear something vanilla, then I go and look for a shower gel that has vanilla or a shower gel that has a note that complements vanilla. For example, so if I want to smell like vanilla and roses, I'll get me a rose shower gel, a vanilla body cream, and a rose body oil and layer it that way. I layer by note. How do you conquer depression, and does it still affect you? Depression always try to come back, but the only way I can conquer depression is praying. I realized that praying to God, obviously you pray to who you believe, but I believe in Jesus Christ, my Lord Christ and Savior, okay? I believe that he came and died for my sins. So that's who I believe in. But I pray. That's the only way I can conquer it. People being around me, people talking to me, giving me advice to get out of depression. No, that does not help me at all. My husband, being there. Obviously, someone being there is better than no one being there. But honestly, the only thing that could help me without my depression when my dad passed away was God. And then after that, I fell into depression again because of, with my content creating and just life things like, losing friends, losing family members, not only with death, but you grieve differently and you grieve different situations in life. So yeah. I was depressed from 2020 to the end of 2021. And I said to myself, girl, if nothing is working for your depression, go back to your roots. And prayed and fast and prayed. That's exactly how I conquered it, with God on my side. Because without God, I was not going to be able to conquer that. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to flex. And I know a lot of people are always saying, it may sound cliche, but God this, God that. But I'm just speaking from my personal experience. God is what helped me with my depression. And I'm not trying to force it on nobody. I promise you. I'm really not trying to force it on nobody. I'm just telling you guys what helped me. He is also there to listen and comfort you and give you peace. And that's what he did. He gave me peace. After he gave me peace, y'all, it's when we talk about depression, I realized that I went through depression. Okay? Like, I just woke up one day and was feeling good. And I woke up the next day, was feeling good. And the next and the next. And then that's when I realized, oh shoot, depression is gone. What did I do different this time? I dived into God more, I talked more to God. I made him more of a priority. And that's what helped me with my depression, to be completely honest with you guys. How to keep it fresh in the bedroom with your hubby. Oh my gosh, you guys are getting spicy. But let me tell y'all how I keep it fresh. When it comes to me and my husband, we know each other so much, and we've been together for so long. So yeah, sometimes I do struggle. But what I noticed that's been working is just, doing stuff outside of the box. Just always, if you have to put on a silly outfit, girl, put that silly outfit on. Don't do the same thing that you did last week. If last week, you gave a little show, don't do that this week, because the man will get bored real quick. So I just always keep him on his toes. And the way I do that is by, just always switching it up. I've never role played before, but if role playing will get me there, I'm gonna be role playing. I'll be your nurse. I'll be your doctor. I'll be your YouTuber. I'll be your fire woman. I'll do that just to keep it up, because let's just be honest. If he wants to go give it to somebody else, nothing will stop him. Nothing. So just had to put that out there. I don't know. Like, nothing will stop him. But, like, not giving it to him, too, will definitely push him to go somewhere else. So I just try to keep it fun. There's games out there, you guys. Go to the adult stores and buy the games. The adult stores are not only for adult toys. It's for, other stuff. There's cute lingerie there. Now, I would not buy lingerie there. I would buy lingerie at Shein, Fashion Nova, Amazon. Obviously, from those places, wash it first. Anywhere you're buying it, wash it first. But no, wear lingerie. Always look sexy. Don't go to bed looking like who did it and why. Now, there are days, and y'all seen it in my vlogs, where you will go to bed with your bonnet on. But not every day, and that's another reason why I lock my hair, because I want to be able to lay on the bed and not have a bonnet on. I want to be able to do that 2 to 3 times out of the week, with the cutest little baby doll or whatever I'm feeling like that day, and just look sexy and natural and beautiful. Because honestly, you guys, sometimes it's just that bonnet. That bonnet will probably turn him off. So take off that bonnet, sis. But another thing that I realized that men like the most, and that's because I was not big on that at all. I had to learn that. And I haven't had that much sex partners, to be honest. I could count on 2 fingers how many sex partners I've had. Okay, so that tells you a lot about me. I had to learn a lot of the stuff that, I'm doing with my husband. But one thing I realized that they like, honey, is when you start first, when you initiated it. Now, that might not sound like nothing to you. That was a huge deal for me because I hate rejection. So in my mind, I'm like, what if I start having sex? What if I tell him that I want him and he says he's tired, or he says he's not in the mood? Oh, you really stabbed me in the heart right there. So that was one of those things that I suffered with, but I'm learning. I'm still working on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a beast. I'm still working on it, but I realized when I initiated, oh baby, we having a good week. He's having a good day. He's going to go to work. Even if he have to work a 15-hour shift, he's going to work happy, jolly, out of this world, excited. So that's another thing that really helped me to keep it fresh, because you just don't know. When he think that he's about to start, you start, girl, and you take over. And all I gotta say is the gym definitely is helping your girl with resistance. All right, next question. Because you don't want him to feel like he's always doing the stuff, it gets boring when he's the only one that have to do it. Communication tips with hubby. What do you do when you don't see things eye to eye? I'm 5 years in, but I still struggle. We compromise. You gotta sacrifice some stuff. He gotta sacrifice some stuff. Some of my friends be like, y'all always bickering, but we understand. I'm always annoyed by Mark. He's always annoyed by me. But we understand each other. Honestly, I am a person that's always interrupting people, and I have to stop doing that. I learned that it's extremely rude, but I just be so excited to tell you what I want to tell you, that sometimes it just comes off as me interrupting. And if you, my friend, quiet, it's none of your business. I know, I'm working on it, okay? People that know me personally knows that I'm always interrupting, but I come from a good place. I just be so excited about the conversation. So when it comes to arguments, that comes off as me thinking that his opinion is not important. What works for me, and we're not perfect, like I said, is listening. And I mean really listening to what is bothering them, because they have feelings too. Yes, females have feelings, but men have feelings too. And we have to think about that, because we're always so stuck with our feelings. We don't realize that they have feelings too. So when it comes to communication, I feel like there's a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes even if you don't see his point, and if he's still adamant about it, just let him have that. Because I know it depends on the situation, obviously, to let him have it. But if it's something like, oh, you said this, or you said that. No, I remember you said this. No, I promise you said that. Sometimes if you know for sure that they said it, just let them have it. And if they, and vice versa, just let them have it, because it is not worth the argument. Sometimes me and my husband have argued in the past because of something so small. It'd be so small, but we argue because, you know, I probably forgot or he probably forgot that I said something, and that sparks an argument. Sometimes you just avoid it that way. But when it comes to like not seeing eye to eye, sometimes you gotta agree to disagree and move on. If it's one of those things that you can move on. That's how I see it. Sometimes we just have to agree to disagree. Straight up. And it also depends on the situation. Sometimes you can't use that in every situation, but in most situations, agreeing to disagree is what works for me. How do I feel about relationship goals? Should people want to emulate celebrity relationships? I feel like you can emulate a celebrity relationship all you want, but you cannot act like they're perfect, because they are not perfect. They only let you see what they want you to see. Like me and Mark, we're not gonna come on camera if we just got done arguing. But there's other people that will get on camera even if they are still arguing or not happy with each other, because they need to make that check. It's okay to want that for yourself, but you got to remember that they are human. And I've seen many people, you know, when people break up, they feel like, oh my God, I don't believe in love anymore, because if they could break up, I could break. No, that is not your situation. That is theirs. Okay? So I don't feel no type of way about it. I feel like I have relationship goals too. Like I want to be just like Michelle and Barack Obama, you know, a power couple. And I don't have to be the president, but I want to be a power couple. But when it comes to that though, I'm not going to just sit there and follow everything that they do because I want to be just like them. No, there's good things that you take and you implement that in your relationship. But you have to know that there's some stuff that they don't let you see. Like Barack Obama, for example, he could probably be the biggest cheater on earth, but his wife said, I'm gonna stand beside him. And for us, they probably look like the best couple out there. So it's one of those things where you just take what's good and you just leave the bad out, you know? Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they've been together for the longest, but Jay-Z have cheated. And who's to say that Beyonce haven't cheated? And their relationship goals, yes, because they're business savvy. They are literally one of the, you know, biggest couples in the industry, in the world. So, you know, they have so much to, like, they just can't just break up because their brand is so big. They can't just break up like that, you know? But me, for example, I would love to be like them. But if they break up today, like, that's not gonna hurt me. Remember that these people are human beings, because I feel like that's the part that most people forget. Women hygiene. How do I feel about women hygiene? When it comes to women hygiene, I feel like you should always smell good, baby. Like, you cannot be getting up and smelling like who did it and why. You cannot be going to sleep smelling like who did it and why. When it comes to feminine hygiene, I feel like that is so important. You cannot be stink. And when you live with someone such as myself, I live with my husband. So I cannot go to sleep without showering. That's always been my thing. But now that I live with my husband, it's not only going to sleep without showering. I have to make sure that our sheets are consistently fresh. Obviously, I'm living with somebody weird. That's another reason why you want to be clean every time you go to bed. Yeah, so I feel like you should always clean yourself. Make sure you do your research when it comes to your hygiene. If y'all would like to see an updated hygiene routine from me, let me know. I'll do the video for you guys. But I definitely believe that all women should smell good, and you should not be stinking. Even if you don't wear fragrances, you can still have bomb hygiene. You can still smell good and fresh and clean. Some women don't know that. And if y'all would like to see a specific hygiene video and how I keep myself fresh and clean at all times, comment down below. And I would just like to say this, like, if you are not wearing a fragrance, girl, go ahead and wear a fragrance, because even if it's the lightest fragrance, it will literally pull the whole outfit together. It is definitely part of your hygiene, and I feel like every woman should have like a solid hygiene routine. So I added on my lashes behind the scenes. Let me spray my face. Even if you don't know what fragrances to wear, I highly recommend you following me on YouTube, to be honest, because I do talk about fragrances. So, I don't know, even if it's like a body spray, girl, spray that on and smell good, you know? Yeah, girl. And that was it for the chit chat. Get ready with me, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see more chit chat get ready with me, just go ahead and request them, girl, and I got you. Let's continue the conversation in the description box below. I love each and every one of you guys. Until we see each other again, please, please, please stay safe and keep on smelling fragrances. Bye, cherry bombs.
way I'm feeling about it.